You're in danger, girl, and so are your kids. Am I the asshole for not allowing my kids, 11 and 13, to travel to the Middle East, specifically Dubai, with their dad this winter to visit his family? I, 41 female, had a very difficult marriage with my ex-husband, 42 male, who was financially and emotionally controlling. We lived in the Middle East after our marriage, where he kept control of my and the children's passport and restricted us from traveling. His family constantly interfered and caused conflict. And because he was financially dependent on his father, he never defended me. Eventually, we came to the US with my children. His family told me I could only return if I followed their rules. Sounds crazy, I know. But I chose to stay in the US, build a career in IT, and ultimately left that marriage. Since then, we've been co-parenting. I have primary custody. And while he pays child support, he refused to provide clothing or essentials for the children, and instead he deducts those expenses from the child support payments. I currently have a case pending with the Division of Child Services regarding his violations of our agreement. He does not have a job and relies on his family for income. Earlier this summer, he asked if the children could go to the Middle East. I told him I was not comfortable with that, especially given the risk that he could keep them without my say. Since then, he has been ignoring me completely. He only speaks to the children, has ignored over 20 of my messages, and I later discovered that he blocked me. During this time, I was handling all the children's medical and school needs, including physicals, dental cleanings, orthodontic consultations, and back-to-school preparations without any input or communication from him. He has made inappropriate comments to the children, telling them I'm just mad because I can't afford to go to the Middle East, and even laughed about it with his brother in front of them. Now, with his brother's girlfriend expecting a baby in December, he wants the kids to travel there for the birth. But given his history of control, the lack of communication, his habit of deducting child support, and the real legal risk of my children not being allowed to return, I do not feel comfortable allowing them to go. So, am I the asshole for not letting them go to Dubai to visit my ex's family? Girl, hell no. Listen, this whole story reminds me of this movie that I just recently watched this past summer, like maybe in the past 2 months. And the title of the movie is Not Without My Daughter. If you have not seen that movie and you want more context about this Reddit story, the movie is called Not Without My Daughter. It stars Sally Field. It's from back in the 1990s. It's a pretty old movie, but it's basically about a woman who, her husband, who's a doctor, she's a stay-at-home mom, convinced her to go to the Middle East back to his family to visit for a 2-week vacation. While they're there, he took their passports and refused to let them go back. She was basically stuck there, and he basically tried to take the daughter from her and say, you can go back to America, but not you can't take the daughter with you. She basically fought for her life to get out. He did so much things, so that movie was horrible. You have to watch that movie. So talking about that movie and then relating back to this, I wouldn't let my kids go. Just because I watched that movie, I wouldn't let my kids go at all after watching that movie. Because yes, if he was so controlling when you were married and even living in the Middle East, he kept your passports away from you, your finances, he controlled everything, trust me. Those kids aged 11 and 13 go to the Middle East and he wants them to be in the Middle East. He's here in America, he's not working, he's dependent on his family. You will never see those kids again. You will never see them again, maybe until they're grown adult and make their own decisions. But even then, even especially your daughter, if you have a daughter, once she's there, he's going to have control of the daughter even as an adult. The son may be able to come back, but the daughter may not be able to come back without his permission, even as an adult. So no, I absolutely would not sign off on let my kids go to the Middle East with the ex-husband who has always been controlling and basically tried to keep them there in the first place. Okay? Get a lawyer, do what you need to do, but do not send your kids there at all. Have his family come here and visit. Listen, let me know in the comments what you think, and let me know if you've seen that movie, Not Without My Daughter. Comment down below, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you follow for more stories, okay? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.